That's 1 over 2, yeah.
So in this unit, we're going to learn about linear programming, and linear programming is going to use linear inequalities to solve some optimization problems. And we will use that in the real world situation of planning a bake sale. But for now, we need to practice some of your linear skills. We want you to be familiar with them even without Desmos, because it just means that everything's going to go more quickly for you. So the first one says graphing a line in slope-intercept form without Desmos. You start at the y-intercept. Do you see how I found the -4 in the equation? Right there? So we're going to graph on the y-axis a point at 0, -4. And then you're going to use the slope to find another point. Remember that the 1/2 means rise 1 and run 2.
0 and -4. Find 0, -4 on the y-axis. 0, -4.
All right, and then find a ruler. Some of you have one on your desk. If there's not one on your desk, look behind you. Some of the empty desks have one.
See on the board? Up 1, right 2. Up 1, right 2.
You're going to draw the line through those points. Who has a question? Okay. Next one. We want to start at the y-intercept. What's your y-intercept this time? For B, what's the y-intercept? Lily says 3. Anybody want to agree with 3?
Yeah.
Thank you, Jeremiah. Okay, so yes, it's this number right here, and so you can write 0, 3, and mark 3 on your y-axis. All right, the slope is not a fraction, but we can make it a fraction by dividing by what number? Yes, thanks, Jeremiah. So you're going to put it over 1. And the reason why we divide by 1 is because dividing by 1 doesn't change anything. Like 10 divided by 1 is 10, -2 divided by 1 is -2. So now we have a rise and we have a run. We're going to rise -2 and we're going to run +1. Okay?
Yeah. Now you're going to go down 2, right 1, down 2, right 1.
I know that these little lines are not the best. The graphs get bigger on the next page.
Is that what you have there after that one? Down 2, right 1? Yeah.
All right.
Down 2, right 1.
I'm going to do one more with you, and then I'm going to give you a few minutes to do the others here. So for C, it says start at the y-intercept, but there's nothing there. Any ideas on what I can do there? I don't have a y-intercept here, so I'm wondering what should I do there?
0.
Jeremiah is suggesting a 0. If I write +0,
0, 0.
yes, yeah, I agree about that too. So if I write +0 at the end, did I change anything? Yeah, very good. Adding 0 changes nothing. So 0, 0 is your y-intercept. And you want to graph that point on the y-axis. And then we need to make the slope into a fraction, so it's going to be 4 over what number? 4 over 1.
0, 0 here. We don't have a +0. Exactly.
And so we're going to rise, how many?
From here, 4 right.
Rise 4, good. And run how many?
1.
Thanks. Okay, so I'm going to go up 4 and over 1. And the next time I go up 4 and over 1, I'm kind of off the graph.
Yeah, and I'll draw your line here. That's perfect.
Okay. So I'm going to give you a few minutes. You are definitely welcome to help each other to do problems D and E. All right. So for this one, I saw a number of you notice that we're going to start at a y-intercept of -6. If you haven't graphed it yet, you want to graph a y-intercept of -6. And then do a slope that is a rise of 2 and a run of 3.
the y axis and negative.
All right, next one. We have nothing after the negative 2x, so what can I add that will not change the equation? Remember we did this in C, in part C, what did we add? We added 0, right? So we're going to add 0 again down here. Adding 0 doesn't change anything, but now we know what number we start at. You're going to start at 0, 0. All right, my slope is not a fraction, but I can divide it by what number and it won't change? By 1, thanks, Lily. All right, so from 0, we're going to go down 2 and write 1. And down 2 and write 1. All right, so I'm just going to draw the line there. So the line represents all the points that are solutions to the equation. And that's going to come in handy on the next page after we do one more type of graphing. All right, so we're going to graph lines that are in standard form without Desmos. When you're in standard form, it does not give you the slope and y-intercept right away. So we have to use a different strategy. And the strategy we're going to use is to find x-intercept and y-intercept by substituting 0. The reason why these 2 points are the ones we find is because they're the easiest to find. Question? Okay. They're the easiest to find because if you substitute 0, that whole term cancels out. So it says find the x-intercept by substituting 0 for y. So I'm going to take my equation, and I'm going to write 2x minus 3, put the 0 for the y, and that equals negative 6. Okay, how much is 3 times 0? Anything times 0 is? 0, good, good. So now I have 2x equals negative 6, and I can solve for x by dividing by what? What should I divide by? What should I divide by? 2, yeah. I'm dividing by 2 because I want to get the x alone, and right now it's times 2. Very good. All right, so for my x-intercept, I get negative 3. So on the x-axis, you want to mark negative 3. Mm-hmm. And you could really find any points you want, but the easiest points to find are the intercepts because you substitute 0 for those. All right, let's do the other one. Same equation, but we substitute 0 for the x this time. So 2 times 0 minus 3y equals negative 6. All right, so 2 times 0 still makes 0, right? So that's gone. I have negative 3y equals negative 6, so I have to divide by what number? Negative 3, good.
Yep. And then what is, yes, so then what's sort of, almost.
Y equals 2, good. Hey Cameron, can you keep your mask up, please? Thank you.
That's your y intercept. So put here.
All right, and then once you have those 2 points, you can draw the line through them.
Go to negative 3, 0 here.
All right, so I'm going to find my x-intercept by substituting 0 for y. So I have 4x plus 2 times 0 equals 16. 2 times 0 is 0. And when I divide by 4, what did you guys get for your x-intercept? Did anybody get it yet? Okay, I heard some votes for 4, and I agree. Okay, so on the x-axis, you want to mark 4. Okay, and then find your y-intercept by putting 0 for the x. So I'm going back to this equation. And I'm going to put 4 times 0 plus 2y equals 16. Can anybody predict what we're going to get for the y-intercept?
8.
Got 2 votes for 8. I like that.
Cameron, did you get that? this is Dr. Mel's one and unit one, I wanna make sure you remember this.
All right. So on your y-axis, we're gonna mark 8 and then draw the line that connects them. Okay, so if you have this one, you are ready for this part down here. Checking solutions to a linear equation. Solutions are a pair of numbers, x, y, that make the number sentence true. And so if I have this equation, y equals 2x plus 5, I substitute the first number for x and the second number for y and see if it makes a true sentence. So instead of y, I'm going to put 10 equals, and then the 2. Instead of x, I'm going to put the 3, and then the plus 5. Any predictions about whether this is going to be true or not? I'm thinking, all right, I saw some people shaking their head now. All right, 2 times 3 is how much? I know you know. It's 6, thanks. So I have 6 plus 5, and 6 plus 5 is 11. So your predictions were right. This is not a solution. So this one right here, 310, not a solution. Okay? We're going to try the next one. We're going to put in -1 for the x and 3 for the y. So instead of y equals, I have 3 equals 2 times -1 plus 5. All right, any predictions about whether this one will be a solution? No. Okay, I heard a no. Let's take a look. What's 2 times -1? -2, good. And what is -2 plus 5? 3. It's 3. So let's look at what we have left. We have 3 equals 3. Is that true? Yeah, so is it a solution? Yes, it is a solution. Okay, solution. All right, let's check the next one. Maybe you've been working ahead, x and y. And so instead of y, I'm going to put 17 equals 2 times 6 plus 5. 17 equals 12 plus 5. So is this a solution? Yeah, this one's going to work. So you can check and see if a point is a solution to an equation algebraically. And you can also check graphically. So I'm going to show you this graphic part, and if we finish this page early, we'll be done for the day. All right, so here's a graph of y equals -2x plus 3. If it is a solution, it will be on the line. All the points on the line are solutions to the equation. So I have a point 2, -1. Is 2, -1 a solution? I just drew the point. Is it on the line? Guys, let's look at the picture together. Is 2, -1 on the line? Yeah, it's on the line, so that means it's a solution. All right, 3, -2 is a little bit tricky. 3, -2. Right here. Is it a solution? No, it was really close, but it was not a solution. All right, last one for today. Work it ahead of me, and then have your prediction ready. 1, 4.
Wait, what's the second one?
All right, so thank you. That was not a solution for 2, because it was off the line. And then the third one is 1, 4, which is all the way up here and not on the line. So you guys were right. That is also not a solution. Now listen to what I want you to do with your papers.